The Retro Football League presents The Extra Point. Powered by Wolverine Studios Draft Day Sports Pro Football. It's time to take the field. What are you bringing to the table? And now, for our host, Lance McAllister.
Welcome, football fans, to another exciting episode of The Extra Point. I'm your host, Lance McAllister, and today we've got a special treat for all you RFL aficionados out there. We're diving headfirst into the 1979 RFL draft, and there's a lot to unpack, so let's not waste any time. Now before we dive into the prospects and the teams, let's talk about a new twist the RFL has added to the draft this year, the draft lottery system. That's right folks, a lottery to determine the order of the top 5 teams. Why, you ask? Well, it's all about fairness. The league realized that team owners had some inside knowledge about the draft class, and they wanted to level the playing field. Here's how it works. The 5 teams with the worst records from the previous season are placed into a lottery. Each team gets a shot at one of those top 5 slots. It's like the RFL's version of Powerball, but instead of cash, you're winning a shot at your dream player. Exciting stuff, right? So, who got lucky this year? Well, the top pick goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's a result of a trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. Talk about shaking things up. The Chiefs were willing to part with that coveted number 1 overall pick, and the Steelers swooped in to claim it. I'm sure the Steel City is buzzing with anticipation about who their franchise-changing player will be. Now folks, every draft has its strengths and weaknesses when it comes to positions, and this year is no different. Let's start by taking a look at the positions that are somewhat lacking in talent. First up, we have centers. It's not every year that you see top-tier talent at the center position, and 1979 is no exception. Centers might not be the headline grabbers, but they are the unsung heroes of the offensive line, so teams will need to do some scouting to find those hidden gems. Next on the list, we've got cornerbacks and free safeties. Lockdown corners and ball-hawking safeties are always in high demand, but this year, it seems like they are a bit scarce. Teams looking to bolster their secondary might have to dig deep to find the right talent. And let's not forget about kickers and punters. Special teams are often an afterthought, but they can make or break a game. This year's draft class doesn't offer an abundance of kicking talent, so the teams in need of a reliable leg will have to make some strategic moves. But don't worry folks, it's not all gloom and doom. This draft is absolutely stacked in several key positions, and it's sure to excite football fans everywhere. First up, running backs. We've got a crop of talented ball carriers ready to burst onto the scene. Whether it's power runners or elusive speedsters, this draft class has them all. Tight ends are another bright spot this year. Teams looking for versatile playmakers who can both block and catch passes will have plenty of options. Now wide receivers folks. If you love explosive plays and highlight reel catches, you're in for a treat. This draft class boasts a wealth of wideout talent that's sure to electrify RFL stadiums. Moving on to the big guys in the trenches, we've got guards and tackles. If you're building a formidable offensive line, this draft has the beef you need to keep your quarterback upright and open running lanes. Defensively, we're looking at defensive ends and linebackers. Pass rushers and run stoppers galore. These positions are stacked with players who can disrupt opposing offenses. So, there you have it folks, the positional breakdown of the 1979 RFL draft. While some positions might be a bit thin in talent, others are overflowing with potential stars. Speaking of talent, let's take a deeper look at some of the top talented players in the draft. First, let's spotlight some of the top quarterback talents of the class. And let me tell you folks, these signal callers are something special. Leading the charge is none other than the legendary Joe Montana. Montana, a possession quarterback with ice in his veins, was selected by the San Francisco 49ers. This man is a bona fide Hall of Famer, with 3 first-team All-Pro selections, and he's no stranger to the Pro Bowl, boasting 8 starts. But that's not all. Joe Montana etched his name in the history books with 4 Super Bowl victories. He's a true clutch player, and his numbers are off the charts, ranking among football's all-time leaders in passing yards and touchdown passes. Montana has the potential to become a legend for the ages. But he's not the only quarterback turning heads in this draft class. Meet Phil Simms, known for his game management skills, who was drafted by the New York Giants. Simms may have only 2 Pro Bowl starts to his name, but what sets him apart is his Super Bowl prowess. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings and an MVP title from the 1986 season. When you look at the Giants' record books, you'll see Sims' name all over them. He set team records for completions, attempts, touchdowns, and 300-yard games in a career. With stats like that, Phil Simms has the potential to be a bona fide superstar. Now we turn our attention to the running back position. Buckle up folks, because these ball carriers are set to make a splash in the RFL. First up, we have the powerful Otis Anderson. Drafted by the Cardinals, Anderson is a force to be reckoned with on the field. He's a classic power running back, bulldozing his way through defenses. With 1 first-team All-Pro selection, 2 Pro Bowl starts, and not 1 but 2 Super Bowl rings, Anderson is already making a name for himself. What's more, he's among the elite few to rush for over 10,000 yards in NFL history. Otis Anderson has all the makings of a superstar. But the running back talent doesn't stop there. William Andrews, drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, brings a different flavor to the position. He's an elusive runner, a master of making defenders miss. With 4 Pro Bowl starts under his belt, Andrews is a force to be reckoned with. He has the potential to be a solid starter and a game-changer for the Falcons. And then we have Tony Nathan, an all-purpose back selected by the Miami Dolphins. Nathan is a versatile player who can impact the game in multiple ways. With 1 first-team All-Pro selection and 2 Super Bowl appearances, he's got the championship pedigree. Nathan's ability to catch passes out of the backfield, as evidenced by his 10 receptions in a Super Bowl, sets him apart. He, too, has the potential to be a solid starter in the RFL. We've now got our sights set on the tight end position, and let me tell you, there's a special talent that's about to take the league by storm. Kellen Winslow, the receiving tight end extraordinaire, was drafted by the San Diego Chargers, and he's poised to make a massive impact. Winslow's not just any tight end, he's a Hall of Famer in the making. With 3 first-team All-Pro selections and 5 Pro Bowl starts, he's already shown that he's in a league of his own. What sets Winslow apart is his incredible receiving ability. He led the NFL in receptions in 1980 and 1981, becoming just the 2nd tight end ever to achieve this feat in back-to-back seasons. But that's not all folks. His 89 catches in 1980 set a new NFL record for tight ends, surpassing the previous mark held by the legendary Mike Ditka. And let's not forget his 1,290 yards receiving in the 1980 season, which remains an NFL single-season record for receiving yards by a tight end. Kellen Winslow has the potential to be more than just a star. He has the makings of a Hall of Famer. His combination of size, athleticism, and hands is a game-changer for any offense. The Chargers struck gold with this pick, and Winslow's arrival in the RFL is eagerly anticipated. This time, we're shining the spotlight on the wide receiver position, and let me tell you, there's some electrifying talent to talk about. First up, we have Drew Hill, a possession wide receiver who was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams. Hill may not have the flashy stats, but don't let that fool you. With 2 Pro Bowl starts and a Super Bowl victory to his name, he's a reliable target on the field. What's even more impressive is that he's the first player to have 4 1,000-yard seasons after the age of 30. Drew Hill has the potential to be a rock-solid starter in the RFL. But the wide receiver talent doesn't stop there. Roy Green, with 1 first-team All-Pro selection and 2 Pro Bowl starts, has the potential to be a superstar. His explosiveness and big playability are sure to make him a fan favorite. And then there's Dwight Clark, a solid route runner drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. With 1 first-team All-Pro selection, 2 Pro Bowl starts, and 2 Super Bowl rings, Clark has already proven his worth. He's a clutch performer who can be counted on in critical situations. Dwight Clark is another receiver with the potential to be a superstar in the RFL. We're marching forward in our exploration of the 1979 RFL draft, and this time, we're shining a spotlight on the unsung heroes of the gridiron, the offensive linemen. First on our list is Max Montoya, a pass-protecting guard drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. Montoya is a rising star in the making with 4 Pro Bowl starts under his belt. But it's his ability to keep the quarterback upright that truly stands out. Max Montoya has the potential to be a superstar on the offensive line. But we're not done yet. Let's talk about Cody Region, a run-blocking tackle picked up by the Cleveland Browns. While he may have only 2 Pro Bowl starts, Region's impact in the trenches is undeniable. He's a bulldozer when it comes to creating running lanes, and he has the potential to be a rock-solid starter in the RFL. And then there's Ken Hill, a run-blocking guard selected by the Los Angeles Rams. Hill boasts an impressive 5 Pro Bowl starts, a testament to his consistency and excellence. When it comes to opening holes for running backs, Hill is as dependable as they come. He's got the potential to be a superstar on the offensive line. We're turning our attention to the defensive backfield, where the magic happens in pass defense. First up in our defensive backs showcase is Glenn Blackwood, a pass specialist strong safety who was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. Blackwood brings a wealth of experience with 2 Super Bowl appearances under his belt. He's even been named one of the Dolphins' 50 best players in their first 50 seasons, a testament to his impact. Glenn Blackwood has the potential to be a superstar in the world of defensive backs. But that's not all. Let's talk about Dwayne Woodruff, a ball-hawking cornerback picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Woodruff is known for his ability to read the quarterback and make big plays. He led or co-led the Steelers in interceptions for an impressive 5 different seasons and is ranked 5th on the Steelers' all-time list with 37 interceptions. Not to mention, he's returned interceptions for touchdowns on 3 occasions. Dwayne Woodruff has the potential to be a solid starter in the RFL. We're in the thick of our journey through the 1979 RFL draft and we're putting the spotlight on the linebackers, the heart and soul of any defense. First and foremost, we have Jerry Robinson, a hard-hitting linebacker who was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. Robinson's style of play is best described as fearless, and he's already started to make waves with 1 Pro Bowl selection and a Super Bowl victory to his name. What sets Robinson apart is his tenacity on the field. He's a tackling machine and a leader in the locker room. There's no doubt that Jerry Robinson is going to be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the ball. Jerry Robinson has the potential to become a superstar in the RFL. We're unleashing the beasts of the defensive line. Get ready for some serious gridiron action. First up, we've got Dan Hampton, a run-stuffing defensive end who was drafted by the Chicago Bears. Hampton isn't just any defensive end, he's a Hall of Famer in the making. With 1 first-team All-Pro selection, 4 Pro Bowl starts, and a Super Bowl victory, he's already making a name for himself. Not to mention, he's ranked as the 11th best Bear player of all time and a key member of the 1980s All-Decade team. Dan Hampton has the potential to be a legendary figure in the RFL. But that's not all. Let's talk about Mark Gastineau, a sack specialist defensive end drafted by the New York Jets. Gastineau's ability to disrupt quarterbacks is nothing short of astounding. With 3 first-team All-Pro selections, 5 Pro Bowl starts, and 2 seasons as the league's sack leader, he's already earned his spot in the Hall of Fame. Mark Gastineau has the potential to be a true legend. And then there's Fred Smerlas, a hard-hitting nose tackle picked up by the Buffalo Bills. Smerlas may not have the glitzy stats, but his impact on the field is undeniable. With 1 first-team All-Pro selection and 5 Pro Bowl starts, he's been a cornerstone of the Bills' defense. He's even earned a spot on the Buffalo Bills' 50th anniversary all-time team. Fred Smerlas has the potential to be a superstar in the RFL. We're nearing the end of our journey through the 1979 RFL draft, and it's time to shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes of special teams, the kickers and punters. Last but certainly not least, we have Matt Barr, a precision kicker drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now I know what you might be thinking, kickers and punters, how exciting can they be? Well, let me tell you folks, Matt Barr is no ordinary kicker. Barr's precision on the field is second to none. He may not have a laundry list of accolades, but what sets him apart is his consistency and reliability. With 4 Super Bowl appearances to his name, Barr has been a valuable asset for his team when the stakes are at their highest. He has the potential to be a rock-solid starter in the RFL. But that's not all. Let's talk about Dwayne Woodruff, a ball-hawking cornerback picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Woodruff is known for his ability to read the quarterback and make big plays. He led or co-led the Steelers in interceptions for an impressive 5 different seasons and is ranked 5th on the Steelers' all-time list with 37 interceptions. Not to mention, he's returned interceptions for touchdowns on 3 occasions. Dwayne Woodruff has the potential to be a solid starter in the RFL.